See, it's Nattyisisyah again, and I wanted to make this video and call it people. Most people don't change themselves, circumstances or situations do. The reason I'm calling this video that is because a lot of people think, through watching all these self-motivational videos or listening to certain gurus, and through reading some of the memes and that you see online, that people are a lot, most people who are dealing with uh, personal character or development issues, that they are somehow manipulating their consciousness to become a better person, when in fact what really happens majority of the time is that they've gone into an experience that has changed them, and King Noble has made videos about that. So one of the videos that he made was called it was something along the lines of the act of doing. And if I find the video, I'll post a link in the bottom. And he talked about how it's not simply the act of being who makes you who you are, but the act of doing that catapults you into a different type of person, into a different type of being. And this is where a lot of people get confused when they're trying to, or when they're trying to portray themselves as manifesting into something different. They, that they're just going to meditate on being the person that they want to be. So, if they want to be somebody who doesn't curse as much, that they're just going to meditate on not cursing, or that they might read self affirmations to build up their own personal self-esteem, so that way they don't delve into a negative cycle of self-pity, self-doubt, and you know just being an overall nasty type of person, or a person who you yourself wouldn't want to be around, which I can't imagine what that's like. But obviously there are people out there who they can't sleep at night unless they do something unwelcoming, or you know just degrading, or just basically just ego building for themselves, that's negative towards someone else, that allows them to feel better about themselves. We've all heard that saying, that when people do things like that because they feel bad about themselves. And people think that there are really people out there working on themselves to eliminate some of those habits, and that's what they are. They're generally habits, probably, that people have developed from childhood. Their parents might have called them names. Their peers, people around them, might have ridiculed them for the way they look, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they act, the way they dress. And when they're young and they're innocent and impressionable, they might not know how to deal with this, or they might see how other children are dealing with it, which might not be in the best way. They might fight, retaliate, and if that's your only example of how to deal with issues, you could see easily how when somebody grows up, how they're not going to know any better how to conduct themselves. So they're going to have integrity issues later in life. They're going to have relationship issues. And I mean, that's usually what manifests itself, unless obviously something radical manifests in their life. So most people, again, don't change themselves. Situations and experiences do. And one of the benefits of Black supremacy is that if you're sincere and you're true, and you really care about your people, that you are willing to let your ego, or put it in its place. You're willing to check yourself along the way, make self checks. Is what I'm doing beneficial to my people? Is what I'm doing empowering? Is what I'm doing going to really manifest Black supremacy? Is this the type of world that I want to live in and that I want to see? Am I being the best person that I can be today? You know, what can I do better tomorrow? You do simple things like that, but then you also let the experiences change you. You also let the experiences give you a different way of seeing the world and seeing the world that you want to live in and that you want to manifest. A lot of people, one way that they do this is through envisioning a world that they want to see their children living in. But we have seen how recently, how through the media and propaganda, how that has gone sourly wrong, where majority of the population, well, I don't really want to say majority, but at least through the media, they're portraying that it really doesn't matter. They want their children to fight, to be brawling, to be just completely disrespectful to to themselves and everyone, and mainly it turns around and affects people on an individual basis. But we still have to instill some integrity, not just in our children but also in the people around us and the people who you want to build relationships with, and who you want to see manifest in their highest potential. And if you don't want to see that in anybody, if you don't want to see that in yourself, then you have to really analyze, has the Willie Lynch chip worked on you? Because that's one of a key example that it has, is that if you have nothing positive to say about anybody but yourself, or if even yourself, I question how such people can even find anything positive to say about themselves, other than enjoying or keeping some type of score, that they've outdone themselves with negativity than they have the day before. And you better believe that there are people like that out there, that if they didn't come up with a better diss than they did the day before, then they don't feel better, they don't feel good, they can't sleep at night. So they gotta be masterminds at just this disunity, deception, and even at the same time, as King Noble mentioned in his last video, one of the last videos that he made, in the illusion of a better person, which is kind of what inspired me to make this video too, is that they will become craftier at masking who they truly are as a person, at least who the person that they are building in terms of being that non-benevolent character, when they have another person inside of them that they're not letting shine through. And that is the person that, can really make a change in this world. The person inside of such an individual who, obviously would want some type of change, and something has obviously went wrong in their life, or is not going the way they want. And that's where that person would need to focus on solutions more than the problem. And that's usually how you actually come to a better being a better person, if at all possible, is that you work on solutions for yourself and to better other people. And then you'll find that the circumstances and the situations in your life will change. That's how you can manipulate yourself in a way, as opposed to just chanting and meditating. Like I was saying, where people try to just change themselves. And to change yourself, you actually have to come up with solutions. You're not going to just talk your way into being a better person. You're not going to just write affirmations on the wall into being a better person. You have to actually come up with solutions for to change the way the world is around you. And these solutions can't just be deceptive, or can't be self-centered, or obviously just to benefit just you alone. Otherwise, it's not really a solution. It's just like a temporary fix. And when you see that that's not working, you will dive right back into the negative cycle that you were in before. So you got to come up with real, genuine solutions on dealing with circumstances and situations that will change the things around you, and this, the situations and circumstances. And that should be evidence that you actually have come up with solutions when things around you start to manifest for the better. So take note of that. Join the website King Noble Black Rulership, and right now the active one is kingnobleuncensored.com. And subscribe. Join. I also subscribe to King Noble's YouTube, which is Lord Yeshanya. You could also just type in King Noble in the search. So do all that, and let me know what you think of this video, and also I guess any solutions that have worked for yourself or whatnot, and just leave it in the comment section. Black supremacy.